This video contains helpful information on refugee claim hearings. More details and updates are available on our website, irb.gc.ca. When your refugee protection claim is ready to be heard, the Immigration and Refugee Board of Canada's Refugee Protection Division, or RPD, will send you or your counsel a document called a Notice to Appear. This notice sets out the date, time, and location of your hearing. If you have counsel, they will represent you at your hearing. Your privacy is important to us. We understand what is discussed in hearings is very personal and often difficult to talk about. Regardless of whether your hearing is held virtually or in person, it is private. Your hearing will be recorded, but a copy of the recording can only be requested by you, your counsel, or the Minister's Counsel from the Canada Border Services Agency or Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada. We will now go through the hearing process in detail and point out any differences between virtual and in-person hearings along the way. A hearing is usually booked for a 3-hour period. The member will usually take a short break in the middle of the hearing. You may also ask for a break at any time. Do not worry, if your hearing is not completed during this time, the member will request that another date and time be scheduled to continue your hearing. When the hearing begins, the member starts the recording and says, "We are now on the record." The member then introduces themselves and all the participants. If there is an interpreter, the member confirms that you and the interpreter can understand each other. Interpreters are professionals. They have taken an oath to interpret everything accurately and to fully respect the private nature of the proceeding. For virtual hearings, the member asks you where you are connecting from. You are not required to have anything in front of you, but keep your evidence close by in case the member asks to see a document. The member also asks everyone else who is connected to the hearing to confirm that they are alone in the room and that the hearing cannot be seen or heard by others. This is to ensure the process is fair and to protect your privacy. If you have any problems with audio or video during a virtual hearing, you should let the member know right away. If you lose your connection to the virtual hearing, you should try to reconnect. If that does not work, contact the RPD registry at the number on your notice to appear right away. At the hearing, the member goes over all the documents that will be used as evidence during your hearing. You or your counsel should have all original versions of the documents you provided to the RPD as evidence. The member may also ask for the documents to be provided to the RPD for physical inspection. If this happens during a virtual hearing, the member will give instructions about where and how to send the documents. Once the documents have been reviewed, the member asks you to make a promise to tell the truth. The member then asks you to confirm that the contents of your basis of claim form are complete, true, and correct. Your hearing will be recorded. It is important to speak clearly and loudly to ensure your full answers are recorded. Next, the member explains how the hearing is going to proceed and how questioning works. At this time, they also let you know which legal issues, if any, they may want more information about. Here are some examples of the kinds of legal issues that may be explored at your hearing. Identity is one possible legal issue. Identity means proving who you are and what country you are a citizen of. If you are not a citizen of any country, you need to prove where you normally lived. This is usually confirmed through passports or other identity documents issued by the government where you lived. Another legal issue is credibility. Are you telling the truth? This is one of the reasons you are asked questions at your hearing. Your answers help the member decide if the information you provided in your basis of claim form and other documents is true. State protection is another legal issue. Are the police and other authorities, such as the government or justice system in your home country, able to protect you from harm? Did you ask for help in your home country? These are important questions because Canada can only give you protection if you can show that you cannot access protection in your home country. Another legal issue is called internal flight alternative. In other words, is there another place in your home country where you would be safe? Would it be reasonable, considering your circumstances, for you to live somewhere else in your country instead of staying in Canada? Now let's look at how questioning works. During your hearing, you are asked questions about your claim. Your answers are called your testimony. The purpose of questioning is to give the member more information to help them make a decision about your claim. If you are using an interpreter, try to speak in short sentences. This allows for more accurate interpretation. If you do not understand a question, tell the member that you do not understand. If Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada or Canada Border Services Agency are participating in your hearing, they usually ask you questions first. Next, the member will ask you questions, and then your counsel may ask you questions. If you are not represented by counsel, the member gives you an opportunity to tell them everything you feel supports your case. The member may then ask you some follow-up questions. If you bring any witnesses to your hearing, the member usually asks them to testify after you are done. For an in-person hearing, witnesses stay in the waiting room until it is their turn to give evidence. For a virtual hearing, witnesses are asked to connect to the hearing at a particular time. When the questioning is done, the member asks you or your counsel to explain why you think your refugee claim should be accepted. This is called an oral submission. A submission is a summary of the evidence that has been presented and an explanation of how the country information and the law relate to your circumstances. The member might ask you or your counsel to provide submissions at the end of the hearing. If Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada or Canada Border Services Agency are participating in your hearing, the member also gives them an opportunity to make a submission on your case. It is the RPD member who will decide your refugee claim. The member may tell you the decision and the reasons for the decision at the end of your hearing, or they may need additional time to consider your evidence and testimony. If it is not possible to tell you the decision right away, it is provided to you later. In either case, you will receive a notice of decision that provides you with the decision on whether your claim has been accepted or rejected. If you receive a negative decision on your refugee claim and you do not agree with it, you may file a notice of appeal to the Refugee Appeal Division, or RAD, within 15 days of receiving your decision. For more information, go to the Refugee Appeals section on the IRB website and visit Filing a Refugee Appeal. If you wish to appeal to the RAD, it is a good idea to seek legal advice as soon as possible. If you are not eligible to appeal to the RAD, you can present an application for leave and for judicial review to the Federal Court of Canada. This means a judge will review the RPD's decision on your claim. There are strict deadlines to apply for judicial review. If you want to apply for judicial review, you should seek legal advice as soon as possible. Your notice of decision will provide more information about your appeal rights. Make sure that your contact information is up to date with the IRB, even after your hearing. For up-to-date information on the refugee claim process, go to IRB's website or call our toll-free number at 1-833-931-5121 for general inquiries. You can also scan the QR code on screen to visit our Contact Us page, where you will find information on where to submit documents and how to reach us if you have any questions.